Good evening and welcome to Wisdom Walk here on Black Hole Radio and my YouTube channel, Wisdom Walk to Self-Mastery. I am your host and guide, Jojapha Maria Ensaroma, and we have made it to May 2020. And May is the first of 2 Earth months and brings a powerful energy for valuing, support, and nurturing as we continue to navigate through the challenges of coronavirus time. As we continue the deep inner work to shift into a higher level of human consciousness, we will certainly have to address our self-worth. To support this essential growth task, my theme for May is Show Up and Be Worthy. Through 5 broadcasts and accompanying videos, I'll provide psycho-spiritual insights and practical wisdom on strengthening your ability to show up and be worthy, beginning with being worthy of the power of forgiveness. Yes. But first, quick reminders that when I'm broadcasting live, you can actually listen through your phone at this number. It's area code 563-999-3089. Again, 563-999-3089. I will upload a video of my broadcast, usually on Tuesdays, on my YouTube channel, Wisdom Walk to Self-Mastery. Now, you can ask questions or leave comments about my programs on my Facebook page, Wisdom Walk Radio, or go to my website, which is www.wisdomwalktoselfmastery.com. Or, of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can leave comments and questions in the box below this video. But now, I ask you to sit or lay back and open yourself for an exploration of the inner landscape where you can connect to your soul and discover the true treasure of being human. So I'm going to jump right in tonight and let's get on with honoring the ancestors, because clearly we're in a time where we need that support more than we know. I was just having a delightful, quick conversation before going on broadcast with the owner of Black Hole Radio, Mr. Faris Muhammad, and he shared with me about the use of an onion poultice on one's chest if you're having problems breathing. And I said to him, wow, that reminds me of my grandmother and grandfather using mustard poultice when somebody had difficulty breathing, and you wrap them up. And so, you know, these are like ancient and proven ways that people used to address discomforts at a time, and especially for Black people and other disenfranchised people in this country, when you couldn't get into a hospital, when you couldn't get access to medical care. And so it's very interesting that we had this conversation. And again, I'm calling up the ancestors because right now we need all the help that we can get. So join with me, if you will, and think about those wise ancestors, those ancestors who came up with alternate methods or supporting methods for when you were sick. And so, Creator, Mother, Father, God, Source, all the one, all that is, we thank you for your blessing and mercy in our lives, and for yet another opportunity to call out to the ancestors, these great emissaries that you give us access to help us in these times when we really don't know what to do, or we don't know enough of what to do. And so I'm calling out to the ancestors, saying, ancestors, 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 please come and bring us all of your knowledge, your gifts, your wisdom to help us move through this time of great health challenge, and to help us remember that we can choose to be healthy. We can choose to learn new ways to be healthy, and that we can get all of the support that we need in order for that to happen. And so we ask you to surround yourselves around us to keep us conscious, to keep us choosing life, to keep us choosing health as we move through this coronavirus time. And Creator, I ask and thank you for continuing to provide us with this ancestor support, these loving entities, especially as we move into a time when it seems like we can, kind of let up a little bit, but clearly more is needed before that can truly and fully happen. And so again, ancestors, we thank you. Creator, I thank you for the love of the ancestors. In the name of all that is holy, I say amen. Ashe, Ahoasa, Shinka Bismillah, and so it is. Ashe. Ashe. Moving right into the elemental wisdom for this week, we just came out of a nature week, and now we're moving into, we came out of a mineral week, and now we're moving into a water week. Yeah, we need that. We need some releasing and some peacemaking. And so this Wednesday, the 6th of May, we begin our water week. And here's the opportunity. It is about becoming peaceful. It's about getting still, if you haven't already, and meditating and contemplating. It's about reconciling any negative feelings that you're having by acknowledging them, allowing yourself to feel the pain, and cleansing it by focusing on what is positive in your life right now. Get yourself into some flowing water, whether it's a tub or a shower, or if you're in a situation where you can get access to a river or a stream, that would be really good. And allow the purifying energy of water element to free you from feelings of anger, resentment, judgment, fear, and anything else that is disruptive and distracting to the fulfillment of your annual commitments. Remember, God is breathing you. Call upon divine love to free your mind. Now, as always, when we have an opportunity, distractions will show up. So here's what you want to look out for, and especially now during this coronavirus time. Ignoring or sedating your pain. Yeah. Telling yourself that your problems can wait. Attempting to change someone. Yeah, that's not a way to become peaceful. Trust me, I've tried it. It doesn't work. Blaming others for how you are choosing to feel about yourself. And this is a call for take responsibility for what you're feeling. Nobody is making you feel that way. And last but not least, using anger, rage, or judgment to protect yourself from other people's pain. Yeah. So in other words, if you feel that somebody's upset, you don't need to engage and be upset and angry with them. You need to just say, you're upset, you're angry, and that really doesn't feel good to me. And I just need you to know that, because again, you can't change them, but at least you don't have to take it on. And that's one of the ways to do it, is by just expressing it. Now, next Wednesday, the 13th, we will have a nature week. I was talking about that at first like it was this week, but no, it's next week. And that will be a time for accepting change once again. And I'll tell you all about that, of course, in the next broadcast. Just a reminder that May 22nd will be Earth Day, and I hope you are continuing to cut down on the amount and the use of plastic that you have been doing. And this is a good time to stay mindful of that. We really have to stay on point. Yeah. Now, astrologically, we've got a lot going on in the month of May. So I'm actually going to do a special video regarding the astrological and celestial aspects for the month of May, because I don't have enough time to do it right now. But the one thing that is going to happen this week that I do want you to be aware of is that we're going to have a full moon in the sign of Scorpio on May 7th. And what's interesting about this full moon, It is trine Neptune. So here's some information that I pulled from Braca Goldsmith. She says, with 6 planets in fixed signs, this is likely to be an intense time. Yeah. The fixed signs like security, stability, predictability. That's not happening right now. They like to plan and have a strategy for the future. During these unstable times, it's very difficult to plan from day to day, let alone far into the future. How can you work with this energy in a positive way? Learn to be flexible. Notice when you are resisting a situation that you cannot change. This is like really good advice. Now, she goes on to say that the moon is trine to Neptune in Pisces. And now, a trine in astrology means the best and most auspicious aspect of them all. It brings luck, harmony, and major synchronicity and potential for positive changes. So we like when a trine shows up. And here's her interpretation of that. She says, this trine to the moon, Neptune and Pisces, is reminding you to be compassionate, to be kind and caring. Its very creative aspect encouraging music, art, anything that uplifts your soul. Earth and water signs dominate at the moment, she says, so showing that we need to continue to slow down, to rest, to relax, to reevaluate. Yes. Okay. And again, like I said, I will do a special video that I'll post this week, hopefully no later than Thursday, to give you some more details about the astrological aspects, especially about the shift in the nodes, the lunar nodes, and what that all means. Okay. Now, here's what I'm going to talk about tonight. Here's my overview. I'm going to define for you what I mean by show up and be worthy. And then I'm going to talk about blocks to our worthiness. I'm next going to talk about the power of forgiveness as it relates to becoming more worthy. And then I will share with you a faith gesture that you can do with fire. My quote for this week comes from Criss Jami, who's a contemporary philosopher and poet. And this comes from one of his books of poetry called Venus in Arms. And Criss says, if the entire world sought to make itself worthy of happiness rather than make itself happy, then the entire world would be happy. Yeah, just think about that for a minute. Showing up and being worthy. I'm going to share another quote because this is a woman, her name is Dr. Christina Hibbert. She's a clinical psychologist, a thought leader, best-selling author, and I'll share her website in the box below this video because I really like several things I've read from her. But here's her definition of self-worth, and she compares it to self-esteem. Self-esteem is what we think and feel and believe about ourselves. Okay? Self-worth is recognizing I am greater than all those things. Yeah, I really like that. She says it is a deep knowing that I am of value, that I am lovable, necessary to this life, and of incomprehensible worth. Yeah. Self-worth. To put it another way, this is about when you have the clarity, the confidence, and the courage to live your life expecting to be fulfilled, expecting those happy endings. Yeah. They're not just, dreams off in the distance, or I'll get to it another century. No, it's that you have, again, the clarity, the confidence, and the courage to live your dreams, to do it now. You know, in popular culture, our most popular cinematic heroes are ones that exhibit this self-worth, and we find that very attractive. Yeah. You know, I do a lot of Marvel Universe stuff, so I'm always breaking down and analyzing, you know, what is it about these movies that I like, but that so many other people like? What's going on? What's happening here? And so this is one of the things that these major characters like Black Panther, Wonder Woman, Captain America, Captain Marvel, and Princess Leia, they are characters that exhibit this clarity, this confidence, this courage. They're ones that demonstrate a valuing of their selves. And we like that. We're attracted to that. Yeah. You know, I think that this is a real reason that some fans didn't like the Last Jedi movie, because Luke, who, you know, when he starts off in Star Wars, the very first one back in the 70s, that's what he is. He's valuing himself. He's, I want to be a Jedi like my father before him. You know, he's like, I'm ready. But in this movie, he demonstrates unworthiness. And yeah, and folks got upset. They were like, what? Why did you do that? What did you do to Luke? You know. So the point here is, though, that worthiness is essential to our quality of life. It's essential to a quality of life. So here's some blocks to our worthiness. And some of these are kind of commonsensical, but some of them I don't think we think about enough. Although you were born full of worthiness, okay, and this comes from my wisdom from the Dagara, that children are born full of everything they need to be here on purpose, to have success, to be fulfilled, have their happy endings. That's all, you come with all of that. It's not something that you learn or you get later. No, you come with all of that, okay? So again, you were born full of worthiness, coming out of divine source. But something will disrupt this belief as you grow from an infant into adulthood, okay? This seems to be part of our human experience. For whatever reason, the reason it's always about evolving, but we're all going to have our worthiness that we first come with challenged in some way, doubted in some way. And so there enters core wounds, which everybody has, traumatic events and loss, repeated embedded invalidation. This is being told you are not enough, something's wrong with you, and of course, post-traumatic stress syndrome from your life or from what you may have inherited from your family. All of this will definitely put a disruption. It will block your ability to easily experience your worthiness. Okay? Another disruptor is addiction in any form. I don't care whether it's drugs, sex, shopping, overeating, gambling, whatever. That behavior, being caught up in the cycle of addiction, will keep you locked in feelings of, I am not worthy. Yeah. Social injustices impact our worthiness, especially racism, sexism, homophobia, classism, on and on and on. Anytime you experience from a societal level that there's something wrong with you, yeah, your worthiness is going to be challenged. It's going to be hard to feel worthy. Yeah. Now, the good news in all of this is that our worthiness, what we came with, what we were born with, can never be destroyed. And it's just waiting for us to remember that we regrow our worthiness muscles. Yeah, yeah. I think that's so important. I'm going to say it again. Our worthiness cannot be destroyed, and it's always waiting for us to remember that we can regrow our worthiness muscle. So in essence, you know, worthiness is something that we can develop, that we can take on. We can go on a journey to worthiness. Yeah. This is something that I consciously took on at the beginning of this year. It was my annual commitment, because I began to look around at my life and I began to look at myself, and I'd say, you know, some of the reasons that this isn't happening is because you're not believing you deserve it. And I had to say, yeah, that's true. That is true. So then I take on, okay, let me learn how to believe that I am worthy of these things that I desire in my life. Yeah. I came across a website called wholelifechallenge.com, and it had a listing of 10 thoughts and beliefs of people with high self-worth. Yeah. And again, I'll post the website in the box below or flash it on a screen for you. And so the first one on the list says, no matter what I've done or haven't done, I'm worthy of love. It says a person with a high sense of self-worth takes responsibility for their mistakes, but does not degrade themselves for making them. If they goof, they say, I did a bad thing, instead of, I am bad. They say they're sorry when they need to, and do what they can to make things right. Yeah. High self-worth. High self-worth. So this rolls us into the power of forgiveness in addressing those blocks that I share to your worthiness, and especially things that come from childhood and are so deeply rooted. So, forgiveness is a grace from the mystery we call God, that we call Source. And it's accessed by asking for it in an authentic and loving manner, which I call a faith gesture. Yeah. You know, we can work on forgiveness from an intellectual perspective, but this is not an intellectual exercise that I'm talking about. I'm talking about having a sacred moment. Yeah. And this is something that we generate from within with the help of a greater order and direction. Because our brains alone, and especially if you've got embedded invalidation, where you were told by people that were supposed to be your primary caretakers, if you were told there's something wrong with you, you ain't right, you're stupid, you're ugly, you're bad, and you know, it's very hard to shift that up just from your brain. Yeah. So that's why we involve our spiritual intelligence in healing work. Yeah, because, you know, that pain body, it just want to keep you thinking that there's something wrong with you. It'll work overtime to keep getting fed by those thoughts. Yeah. So you want to have a sacred moment. You want to override your old programming of unworthiness by transforming the pain that you carry related to it, letting go of that. Okay. And we can let go of the pain also, and this is important because there's always two sides to a coin, right? We can also let go of the pain that we have transferred onto others because of our belief in our unworthiness. Yeah, because, you know, essentially that's what was happening if you had a parent that was invalidating you, or an aunt like I had, and, you know, and others, you know, or even a teacher. I had a teacher one time that was so invalidating. They're just transferring their pain. Yeah, that's what's going on. So it's very easy for us then to transfer ours. So again, so we want to use forgiveness both for what has been put onto us and what we have put on to others. So here's the faith gesture for forgiveness with fire that I want to give you for this week. Number one, you're going to get still and contemplate an incident in your childhood when you were invalidated, told that you were bad, ugly, stupid, wrong, not cool enough, or not enough, no matter how much you tried. Allow yourself to feel the pain of that experience as you make a list of everyone involved. Then, after taking a deep breath, turn the paper over, and you're going to list everyone that you have invalidated. Okay? And as Marianne Williamson says, don't go unconscious, write it all out. Number 2, after folding up the paper, place it on your ancestor altar or in a safe place overnight. The next day, burn the paper in a sacred and safe manner. Remember to invoke your ancestors before you begin. And you can also include your spirit guides, whatever you need. And also important to thank them when you have finished. Now, you can get more detailed guidance for your faith gesture in Chapter 16 of my book, Wisdom Walk to Self-Mastery. And in the paperback, it's pages 151 to 157. You can also access a video of me congratulating you after you've done your faith gesture by going to my website and clicking under Fire Ritual Praise in Book Videos section. Right. Now, the third step, and I think this is very important in this process, don't leave this out. You're going to get still again, and you're going to contemplate an experience in childhood when you were validated, told that you were beautiful, handsome, smart, right, very cool, and more than enough, even without trying. Allow yourself to feel the joy of that experience and make a list of everyone involved. On a separate piece of paper, list the people that you have validated over the last week. Post both of these papers where you can see them easily and daily to be reminded that you are worthy and know how to support others in their worthiness. Ashe. So this personal challenge will be listed in the box below my video. I'll also put it on my Facebook page. And if you haven't done already, please go to my YouTube channel, or if you're already here, make sure that you give me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you. So I'm going to close out tonight with, of course, thanking my wonderful, wonderful engineer tonight, Mr. Forrest, Brother Forrest. And I want to also, of course, acknowledge and thank the entire Black Hole Radio Be Well family for continuing to give me this platform to be able to share this important information with you. I want to do a shout out to my regular listeners, including my #1 fan, Miss Sarah, who continues to consciously grow her worthiness in life. To all those who have wisdom walk with me, and you know who you are, shout out to the persons who showed up for the Healing Family Wound retreat that I did online using Zoom that worked so well. Blessings to all of you, and thank you for your courage and for showing up and doing that important work. To my family, my spiritual kin, my transformational leadership colleagues, my medicine brothers and sisters all around the world, and those who may be listening or watching for the first time, thank you, thank you, thank you. I couldn't do this without your support. Now, next week, I'll continue my theme of show up and be worthy with being worthy to the joy of inner peace. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. My book, The Wisdom Walk to Self-Mastery, Ancient Wisdom for Transforming Pain, available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Kindle, and other places on the web. You can Google it. And last but not least, I'd like to thank my God, my ancestors, my spirit guides and loving entities, everything that walks with me, keeps my head to the sky, my feet to the ground, and my heart open to do this important work with and for all of you. Have a healthy and safe water week. Wear your mask. Practice social distancing and safe relating. And do use your common sense. Coronavirus is not a joke. You have to respect it and stay conscious in terms of how you are going about your day and time. To all the persons who are on the front lines, the essential people on the planet right now, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for your courage at this time in the world. May you and your families be blessed. And of course, last but not least, please remember, you are worthy. You are not disposable. You are divine. Good night now.